Hello. I'm sorry I have been quiet during the past few days, but I have been bothered by what is going on in the world today. In particular, I'm talking about the attacks by Hamas against the Jews. I'm sure you're watching it too, and I'm following up on the day-to-day events and what's going on. So that's what we're going to cover today. I will tell you my opinion, and I'd like to hear what your opinion is too. Stay with me. I heard about this attack by Hamas in Gaza, from Gaza. They infiltrated Israel and killed thousands of Jews. It's very brutal. I saw some of the pictures. I can't believe how they can kill people, women, children, being beheaded, shooting people running away, just killing them. And I am not familiar with the politics involved with the Jews and the Palestinians, or Hamas in particular. But I know one thing. This is a war between good and evil. Let's forget about Palestinians, because not all Palestinians are bad. Not all, well, I don't know about Hamas. Not all Jews are bad. They're good and they're bad, okay? They're good people and bad people. Hamas, I guess, totally is bad. With the exception of this one guy who was interviewed. He was formerly with Hamas, or son of a Hamas leader, which I'm going to show you. I got this from Fox News. But to me, this is a war between good and evil. There is no justification, none whatsoever, for them, for the Hamas people, to kill the Jews. Their objective, they say, is to kill all Jews. And, of course, you can also conclude that they probably include Christians as well. So it's just not good. So I tend to agree with Netanyahu's position that these Hamas people will have to be eliminated. Now, in particular, there was an interview with Nikki Haley, and she said she has been to Gaza, and when she went to one school, they saw how this brainwashing of the little kids, indoctrination while they're young. For example, in one of the textbooks or lessons, there was an example of if there are 5 Jews and you killed 4 Jews, how many Jews are left? Obviously, the answer is 1. But they're using that as an illustration. Instead of saying if there are 5 apples, you ate 4, how many are left? No, they use Jews. So that's crazy. So I don't know of the people, I'm talking about the Palestinian people today, how many have been exposed to this kind of indoctrination, and how many of them are actually brainwashed and acting like Hamas, the beliefs of Hamas, although they're not part of Hamas. So even with these Palestinians being brought to the safe place or border or whatnot, you don't know if they have this indoctrinated doctrine. It's amazing. It is amazing. I couldn't believe it. And this is not only happening in the Palestinian area. This is actually, it has originated, I understand, from Iran. So let's watch this interview, that a clip from Fox News, a person who used to be with Hamas, or son of a Hamas leader, who came over to the U.S., I guess became a U.S. citizen, and he is against Hamas. Let's take a look at it.
I was born at the heart of Hamas leadership, and I know them very well. They don't care for the Palestinian people. They don't regard the human life. And I saw their brutality firsthand back in 1996 when I spent about a year and a half in Megiddo prison. You know, they killed so many Palestinian people at that time. And this is when I decided that I cannot be together with this movement. In fact, I asked myself a question: what if they become a ruling party at some point? What will they do? If they succeed in destroying Israel and building their state, what will they do? They will kill our people. And this was the first question, you know, that actually I had to be honest with myself. Even though Hamas gave me advantages, you know, I was like a prince in that world, but I did not like them, you know, and I turned against even my own blood, you know, because this is how much I did not like Hamas. And today, 25 years later, they are the rulers of Gaza, and we see what they are capable of doing.
We saw what happened October 7th. We saw them do what they did to Holocaust victims. They have now over 200 hostages, murdered babies in their cribs, and we see the horror of what they're capable of. Now they've retreated back to Gaza, and a ground incursion is about to happen. Would you recommend Israel do this? And what will they find when they go in?
Okay, first of all, we need to evacuate civilians as much as we can. You know, this is an ugly war, and Israel did not start it. Hamas did. First of all, we need to encourage civilians to go into Egypt, possibly women and children, maybe men over 50 years old.
But how can you send them to Egypt if Egypt is not accepting them? Which I can understand. Because when you allow them to come in, you don't know Egypt could be infiltrated by Hamas, because some Hamas people can go in. So I can understand the reluctance of the Egyptians to accept the Palestinians.
These need to get out of the picture. You know, then the strip need to be cut two pieces, north and south, two parts. The northern part, this is where most of the tunnels are. We need to have a solid siege, okay, for long enough to deplete the enemy and to starve them. After that, we may need to explore using gas. This is sounds horrible, but I don't see any other option. The tunnels are interconnected, and gas could be one of the solutions, but this has to be in the right time.
The use of gas is something that we condemn. That's the West. And using gas now is going to be terrible. I'm sure it's going to be a big, big, big issue.
We cannot just rush into Gaza. You know, there is no modern army that is prepared for this type of war. And most importantly, we need to get the civilians out of the picture. As long as there are civilians there,
right,
then the operation might be incomplete.
But Musab, you also say it's almost impossible for us to give aid to the Gaza Strip. $100 million we're about to give them and keep it away from Hamas. Don't you agree that that can't work?
Look, after we destroy the tunnels, we need to finish Hamas rule in Gaza Strip. This is priority number one. Then we need to replace the regime. Could be the Palestinian Authority, could be the Egyptian government, could be Arab League force. We need to replace their rule in Gaza. After that, we can talk about aid. But as of now, sending any aid is a mistake.
But see, this is one reason why Biden is being criticized for paying all that money to Iran. He is in tough position now. But what can I tell you? We should not just go ahead and give money, especially that money belongs to us. That's people's money. And just, of course, their position is, oh no, these are Iranian money that we are freezing and we are going to release them. Unfreeze them, so to speak. I don't know about that.
So you also believe that this isn't about the Palestinians fighting for their rights and their sovereignty. What is the real mission of Hamas, and what do they really think of the Palestinian people?
You know, Hamas is not a national movement. Hamas is a religious movement with a goal to establish an Islamic state. They don't care for nationalism. Actually, they are against nationalism. With that said, my understanding that they are using the Palestinian cause only to achieve their goals, so the long-term goal, transforming the Middle East and the world into an Islamic state. This is Hamas agendas, and they are not hidden, by the way. So Hamas is serving foreign agendas. We're talking about Iran, and we're talking about Russia lately. Hamas serve those parties, and Iran pays them close to $1 billion annually. Iran is the real master in this picture. Hamas does not serve the Palestinian people. Hamas serve Iran. Those are the masters of Hamas. So their lie about nationalism, that they are a national movement and they care for the Palestinian people, look at them. They are using Palestinian people as a human shield. We need to free Gaza from Hamas. This is what Israel is doing. It's doing the Palestinian people the greatest favor by bringing Hamas down. Then the Palestinian people, they just want to live a normal life. They don't want missiles in the most populated area on earth to be launched from under hospitals, from crowded areas, and going suicidal and endangering the life of the entire population of Gaza. Who does that? You've got to be insane to do such an operation.
Right.
And
you're talking about your family that your family used to believe that, and you used to believe that that was okay, but you don't. Musab, now, quick exit question. Around the globe, and even in our capital, people are protesting for Hamas. They're saying for the Israel to back off and stop with the airstrikes. Well, what do you say to those protesters? What is about their mindset?
Yeah, could you believe our scholars? Ivy League universities supporting the Hamas people? Of course, it's not the university, maybe, okay? But it's the students. What kind of students do we have? Unbelievable. Even the students are being brainwashed now. You know that, right? Now, that is really an issue.
Okay, listen, I cannot convince the entire world of truth. Right now, people are emotional. They hate to see children dying. Even though, Hamas is killing the people at the hospital, and we have evidence of that, but they still blame Israel. People can blame whoever they want. But now we have to concentrate. We have to focus. Public opinion is very important, but unfortunately, it's not the time to win the public opinion. It's the time to win the war against the most brutal terrorist organization living today. And later on, when people look back at the situation, they will understand what we were doing. We should not be afraid of the public opinion. We have to explain as much as we can.
And you're doing that.
But now we have to concentrate on our goals.
And Musab, that's why your perspective is so vital and you're unique. You grew up in the Hamas family, you broke from it, and now you're speaking to stop it. Musab Hassan Youssef, thanks so much for what you're doing. Appreciate it.
Guys, this is the problem we have. We have even people from the United States and other countries that are being influenced erroneously. And people should really use their brain and start thinking and go on the side of good rather than on the side of evil. Nobody wants to see what happened in Jerusalem when they were attacked by Hamas. And that's the reason why the videos were not showing the bloodiest experience people had. And some people keep on saying, oh, I didn't see any evidence of that. They're just making it up. I can't believe some people don't believe that the United States sent a man to the moon. It's crazy. What's going on in this world? I'm afraid this may turn out to be a worldwide event or a World War III. I will not be surprised if that happens. So I am just so concerned right now, and that's why I'm so preoccupied looking at the news, finding out what's happening, and yet there are some videos being shown that the United States is flying all over, and I don't even know if they're real or not. Some of them are just made up stuff, just so they can have viewers. This is a wild, wild world right now. I'm worried about it. Well, thank you very much for watching. This is all I can say today. We'll see what's going to be around tomorrow. And I'll appreciate it if you share this video with other people, because that is a very interesting clip by Fox News. And I'll appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, unless you have already done so. Make it a great day, and God bless.